Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, May 20th, 2016. I'm FRASER with the details. The lines in and outside the Royal Bank of Trinidad and Tobago, RBTT, in capital Kingston were packed today to capacity as many customers continue to withdraw their savings from the bank, which is proposing monthly service charges on their accounts. SVG Television's Barvin Oliver caught up with some of the upset customers who described the fees as ridiculous.
Yeah, we have been paying $25 from your account every month, which I find is a lot of money. So what the money is for? I could understand the European Union, they have their thing, and the Greek bank have to do that, but we haven't got the European Union here, so what are they doing that for? I can't understand it. Yeah? So I'm going to give them notice to get my money out.
That is not nice, that they have to go and take out your money. And people working hard and things are bad already. So they should not do something like that, you know. And I think they should give people, because I was in there all morning and up to now I don't get out my monies, and I need to get it. And when I go back in, you know, it's almost 1 o'clock, and you know, and they should realize that they would be out of a business when everybody now go and take out all their money, and they will be out of job. They should have think of that instead of doing something like this, you know.
It's very unfair because you pay me money. Like a person like me, got to pay 3 times now. Because my money comes to Scotiabank, they take from there. Now again, they're going to take another $25. So that's $300 a year we're taking from you. For what? For your own money. It's unfair, really.
Spend all this money, excess cash is an expense to them. So what they're saying, okay, I can't carry your cash anymore. You come and you take it out. But they're not saying it openly. They're using the charge factor. So that is really the long and short of the whole story.
Here in St. Vincent they're giving us a good deal because they don't have to do this. They're telling us to come and get our money. They got to go into bankruptcy and then file a case in court, and people didn't get back the money. But I think they're treating us nice because the CLICO.
A number of grade 6 students here who earlier today sat the CPEA examination have expressed confidence in doing well. This is the 3rd cohort of students to take the exam here, administered by the Caribbean Examination Council.
CPEA exam was kind of challenging, and I hope I do my best.
How you felt you did?
I felt good. Yeah, I felt confident and good. I think I did well and great, I guess.
You gonna make mommy proud?
Yes. I hope I go to girls' high school. And I want to make my mother proud. I want to go to a good school to make her proud, and come a good grade in CPA. And the CPA wasn't so challenging, it was easy. And I think I did very well in the language and the maths. And we're going to have science, and I think I'm going to do very good in it. I feel the exam was easy. I'm not frightened, but I'm kind of scary. But I'm going to pass this exam and go to a nice school. And the exam was easy. Well, the mathematics was a little hard, but English was easy.
The exam was very easy and some was hard. I had confidence in myself and I did very good.
I think that I did well because I studied very hard. I helped my friends and I shared my knowledge.
And I know I did well in English. I know I did well in maths also, but the maths was kind of challenging also. And I know I would do very good in science. The exam was a bit challenging, but I think I passed.
Our news team also caught up with some of the parents who were outside 2 of the examination centers in capital Kingstown to give moral support to their children.
Very elated today that I've lived to see my son Nehemiah Gittins sitting the CPEA examination. It was kind of like a challenge for me at first because some of the things he didn't understand from school, and I was able to take some time with him. I spent a lot of time with him actually preparing him, and I trust that he would do well.
I am here this morning to support my cousin, my son cousin and him. I feel so excited. I know they're going to pull through, and we put all into it, and we're going to see the result.
to the end. Everybody can't go to one school, but everybody will be successful.
I am wishing them all the best. And I know God is on their side. They don't have to be afraid. They don't have to worry about anything. Just be strong and have faith in God.
My son is setting CPA and God is in control. Without God, we're nothing. I'm looking forward for excellence in all the schools. I want St. Vincent to be on the mark. Just like how we are just said that when they hear CPA, they're going to hear about children are going to be excellent. It's not just prep school alone. I'm looking forward to Brighton School, Stubbs, Roman Catholic, Anglican. I'm looking forward to children being competed with 100% because God is in control.
I just want to wish my son all the best, Shahi Charles, but all the glory going to his grandmother because she done all the hard work with him.
I have a child setting CPA, Ezra and Craig, today. You know, I just want to wish all the children that setting the CPA a very prosperous time in the exam and that everything will be fine after God.
The importance of strengthening the spiritual body is being emphasized by communications strategist Reudon Eversley. Eversley was the featured speaker at the 3rd annual lecture of the Archbishop Sir George Cuthbert Manning Woodruff, which was held last night at French's house and came on the heels of the 52nd anniversary of the Bishop's College Kingstown School. Eversley, in his presentation under the theme Revisiting Word and Way, Communicating Christ to a Contemporary Caribbean Audience, expressed concern that the secular how-to advice books were overtaking the Word of God.
You have not been as proactive as you should in managing your brand. You have left a lot to chance. A lot of young people who represent the future say they find Anglican worship boring and irrelevant. I don't know how these young people feel. This is valuable market intelligence which you must listen to and act on. You can only provide a meaningful solution if you clearly understand the needs of the people you're aiming to reach. Effective marketing always begins with understanding needs and responding appropriately.
Eversley, who is also a political analyst and media consultant, says humans must be directed to the Word of God for true fulfillment.
Jesus reveals to us the mind or the intelligence of God. Being the way to God, personally encountering and experiencing Jesus brings us face to face with God. Every human being, even in this highly materialistic age, inherently has a deep inner yearning for a true encounter at the spiritual level with the divine. Even atheists, I would argue.
Several young people are currently engaged in a youth empowerment seminar at the Methodist Church Hall. This is part of the Methodist Aldersgate and Empowerment Week, which began last Saturday and concludes this Sunday, May 22nd, under the theme, The Essence of Being. Superintendent to the Kingstown to Chateau Circuit, Reverend Adolf Davis, says it's important to give young people spiritual armory in these challenging times. He says the week will continue and conclude with a workshop service and march tomorrow at the Kingstown Church from 9 a.m.
The Sunday the 22nd, the grand finale, which is the Aldersgate worship and rally. So all our churches and friends of our family Methodist community gather here at Kingstown Methodist Church, and that service begins at 9. Pastor Hester could be preaching. Again, last year, some of persons who were there remembered him speaking and challenging us to be a movement, really to be allowing God to consistently move us into his purposes. And so he will be again sharing the word at that service. Fantastic service experience, worship experience, really inspiring and uplifting.
Reverend Davis said on Sunday afternoon there will be workshops conducted on what it means to be a Methodist, sexuality, and the legalization of marijuana.
Break for lunch, and in the afternoon from about 1:30, 2 o'clock, 1:30, we have a march of witness, and then we gather in 3 different workshops run simultaneously. One of the workshops will be on the Christian response to legal marijuana or legalization of marijuana. The second workshop would be marks of a Methodist, and the third workshop is sex and the temple body, or the body as a temple. Again, exploring issues that we believe are really pertinent both to us as a community but as well to us as a nation. And so the legalization of marijuana and the Christian response, we had a panel discussion some time ago, and Brother Nigel Scott and Dr. Mary Morris and Dr. Cecil Cyrus presented, and so we have asked for at least 2 of the presenters, Brother Nigel and Dr. Morris.
The administration of mental health care services is expected to gain a significant boost, with steps being taken to refine the country's draft mental health policy and plan. Earlier this week, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment, in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, conducted a workshop dealing with issues relating to the draft policy and action plan. Making remarks at the opening ceremony was Senior Nursing Officer Diana Bailey, who pointed out that mental health disorders poses health, social and economic problems, and that the workshop aims to create a policy framework which would assist policymakers in addressing the insufficient levels of mental health services, bringing them to an acceptable standard. Bailey noted that the policy framework would not only improve the treatment and care of members of the public who need it, but also improve the overall mental health status of the general public.
When clearly conceptualized, a mental health policy will coordinate essential services and activities to make certain that the treatment and care is delivered to those in need, while at the same time preventing disintegration and insufficiencies in the health system. The National Mental Health Action Plan formulates the method to implement the vision and the objective defined in the policy. The overall objective of the mental health policy is to improve mental health among the populace, to remove some of the stigma associated with mental health problems, and to encourage more collaborative effort and involvement in mental health care. With the many challenges, the goal and the objective of the policy will be realized over time.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Louis Deschamps, said the workshop forms part of his ministry's thrust to strengthen the scaffolding designed to guide the practice in the area of mental health. Deschamps thanked all mental health professionals for their continued hard work and gave them his ministry's commitment to improve the quality of life for persons with mental health issues.
We've come a long way, and we have to acknowledge that. Much has been done, and I thank our professionals who continue to work tirelessly to facilitate the much-needed improvements. We are determined, ladies and gentlemen, to provide continuing care services to all our clients at the Mental Health Rehabilitation Center, and also those who live outside of the walls of the center and who access all of our services. They have functional disabilities, and we have to assist them to maintain or improve the quality of their life, and also to support their rehabilitation and eventual reintegration into the communities.
Deschamps further noted that institutions such as the Pan American Health Organization is a critical partner in their drive to modernize the health sector, and thanked the organization for its continued partnership and support.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the task at hand is huge, and one which requires our collective contributions. What will eventually emerge should improve the way in which we deliver our mental health services and improve the quality of life for persons who live with mental health challenges. I use this opportunity to thank the Pan American Organization for its continued support for our development activities in health. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, PAHO is our principal international partner, one which continues to lend an enormous amount of support as we walk the pathway towards modernization and development of our health sector.
calls have been made for the continual raising of standards in the field of culinary arts as the East Caribbean group of companies prepares to host its 7th annual national baking competition. 21 participants will take part in this year's competition, which is expected to feature creative and innovative use of products of the ECGC. Speaking at the launch of the competition yesterday, marketing manager of ECGC, Rachel Haslam, said the competition forms part of the company's commitment to the culinary arts and is looking forward to seeing the creativity of its competitors.
This is one way of us asking you, the bakers, to raise the bar, for you to get out there, and the internet is available to all of us, and get the enthusiasm, get the passion, and try something new. And it's something that there's so much potential, and it doesn't have to be expensive to be creative. We have available to us so many fruits, vegetables. We ourselves give you a variety of flour to experiment with. And it is really our hope that you use creativity and innovate and come to us next week with something new.
Haslam added that enthusiasm for baking and the culinary arts must be introduced at a young age and encourage the participants to continually hone and develop their culinary skills.
We are so happy that we have the students on board with us now in this competition, and I believe that in the past we have had a student go on and win particular categories. And it's very important that it starts from a very young age. Most of you, I'm sure, are passionate about baking. I love baking myself, but I'm a home baker, but I am passionate about it, and hopefully I pass that on to my children as well. And it's really taking that passion, honing your skills, asking questions, building up the techniques, and coming with something new and innovative.
A two-day roving exhibition themed Empowering Our Sustainable Development will commence here on Saturday morning, May 21st. The roving exhibition is organized by the Energy Unit of the Government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in collaboration with the GEF Promoting Access to Clean Energy Services in SVG project. The exercise is part of the thrust to further sensitize the public on the various modern-day renewable energy and energy efficiency technologies that will lead toward a successful sustainable energy future. On Saturday morning, there will be a showcase at Heritage Square with the exhibition roving all the way to Barely in the afternoon with stops in Camden Park and Bookament. On Sunday afternoon, May 22nd, the exhibition will travel to the windward side of the island with stops in Georgetown, Bayaboo and Caliqua. The highlights of the roving exhibition are demonstration of a 2016 Nissan Leaf electric vehicle and a Toyota Prius hybrid, renewable energy showcases by local business entities, and energy-saving tips along with giveaways and entertainment. The Criminal Investigation Department of the RSVG Police Force is presently carrying out investigations into a report of a recent burglary which is said to have occurred at the Caribbean Reference Laboratory situated at Pauls Avenue. Reports are that on the afternoon of Wednesday, May 18th, 2016, workers secured the building, which is located near the Bishop's College, Kingstown, and left. The following day, when they reported to work around 8 a.m. and went into the building, the offices appeared to be ransacked and the drawers of a desk were met opened and approximately $400 EC was missing. Further checks carried out reveal that entry to the building would have been gained through a window in the washroom area. The Caribbean Reference Laboratory is owned by former medical experts here. The North Windward Carnival Development Committee will launch its activities this Saturday evening. Carnival activities in North Windward will run from May 21st to June 12th, 2016. The activities will be held under the theme Uniting the Windward Area Through Culture. The official launch will take place at the Georgetown Government School grounds beginning at 5 p.m. Brief remarks will be made by Area Representative Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, representatives from major sponsors Digicel, St. Vincent Brewery Limited, and the St. Vincent Distillers Limited. Coordinator of Rural Carnival for the Carnival Development Committee, Ezzy Roberts, The launch will also see performances by Digicel ambassador Madskull, Rekka, Stopolis, and Fireman Hooper, among others. The 5 contestants vying for the Miss Windward 2016 title will also be making their first public appearance. That show will take place on June 10th at the Georgetown Secondary School. Other activities for the Windward Carnival include a Juve and Street Party on June 11th and a carnival cool down at the Black Point recreational site on June 12th.